Well, welcome back to the Handyman's Haven if you've been a repeat viewer, and welcome to the new viewers as well. This may seem like a very simple topic today, and it's a tip from the in the workshop, but we all work with cords and hoses and items like that to run our power equipment, and it's very difficult to work with something that's in knots and tied up. Where this comes into play usually is if I have someone help me in my workshop and they decide to help clean up, they roll up my cords, and I end up inevitably re-rolling them because most people don't know how to properly roll up an extension cord so that it's nice and neat and can be hung till your next use, and when you take it down, it's not a big pile of knots. You either work with the knots or you spend 10 minutes taking the knots out. I'm going to show you how to properly roll up a cord. This is my way of doing it, and it's worked for years, and it's very simple, and I hope you get something out of it. So we're going to roll up an extension cord first and show you how to do that properly so that you can hang it on your wall and it's ready to go when you need it. Okay, we're finished our project. We've been working on the trailer outside. We got this cord laying out. Alright, all over the place. Nice and neat. There's no knots or kinks in it. So we're going to roll it up so we can hang it up for use for the next time. So here's our cord, and like I say, a lot of people don't know how to do this properly. So here we go. Now take whichever end you want. Doesn't matter if it's the plug-in end or the male or female end. Here's your cord, and this is an exceptionally nice cord. I mean, it's flexible, and I have to sympathize with people that buy cheap cords because you're just fighting that poor wire. So if you're going to buy an extension cord, buy a good one. You know, I put good ends on my cord. I actually buy cord by the foot and make up my own lengths. That way I know I get a good flexible cord as well as a good heavy-duty end that can beat up in the shop and it lasts for years. Okay, to start off with, try and lay your cord out like I've done here in the driveway so that you're not fighting kinks. So, with whichever end you want, decide on what size loop you want. On a large cord, this is about a 50-footer. On a large cord, you want to make yourself some large loops, right? On a smaller cord, you can reduce the size of the loops. So here we go. This is a fairly long cord, so I'm gonna make a decent sized loop. First thing I like to do is leave whichever end I'm working with a little longer than my loop. So here we are. There's my first loop. See that? Now you didn't see what I did there to make that loop nice and in an oval there. You take your cord like this, and as you're rolling it into a loop, see this finger, thumb? You actually roll the cord. See? Just a little bit. Right? And that causes your cord to go into a loop. So I'll show you again. Like this. I'm rolling it in my fingers. Now I got my nice little loop. Now I can adjust the size of my loop. There we are. Now that's what the loop I want to stay with. Next one. Roll my fingers, roll my loop. There we are. Get it the right length. They don't have to be exact, but close. Roll again. See how nicely that's going together? Hold more cord in, roll again. See, I'm rolling that finger. Like so. And once you get used to this, you can roll up a cord in next to nothing, and it's going to look nice and neat, not be kinked. Okay, we're almost finished here. Okay, we're right up to our last loop. Now, this is the part that really works good. Watch what I do here. So I've got this loop here, or it's not in a loop yet, but I've got this end, and I don't want to get it all tangled in here, and I want to hang the cord up. So I take this, roll it. Okay, now I've got nothing to work with here. So what I do is I drop that last loop, right? Lay my plug in like that, doesn't matter what length. And here's my last loop, it's hanging right here. I take this and I wrap it around, grab it with my thumb, I'm keeping the spot right here. Wrap it around. Now I'm pulling the cord tight. You can see here, pulling the cord tight like this. Wrap till I'm happy, and then pull the loop through. And there we are. I can take it over to my wall and hang it up. Now when I go to unlock the loops to use the cord, I just simply pull this out, let that drop off, and there's my end. Away I go. Okay, let's do that again. Bring it up. There's my end. There's my loop hanging here. And I just wrap it around like so. And pull or insert the loop through. And there you go. You can hang it in your truck if you're a contractor. You can hang it on the wall. You can drag it with you. You've got a carrying handle and it's not going to get tied up. And you can see this one here. This is hanging below all of the loops. So it's not going to get in here and, you know, tangled up, and you get to the job site and oh my goodness, 10 minutes wasted undoing the cords. There you go. So you can also do this with a rope. I'll show you how to do it with a rope. Okay, we're going to work with some rope now, and ropes, they're a different category altogether. Ropes should be neat, tidy, ready to use. Not so much in the workshop for hauling stuff around, but if you have ropes like I have in my vehicle, in my truck, and you need a rope in an emergency to rescue someone, they have to be neat, tidy, and ready to use. So it's important that your ropes are tidy. I used to sail and race sailboats, large yachts, and if you couldn't bring a rope in quickly and tie it up and get it neat for the next use, you were off the boat. Simple as that. And so it's important that you keep your ropes neat, just so you don't go crazy trying to take the knots out of them. But sometimes that rope is going to be needed for an emergency situation. And if you're a climber, I mean, if you've got a knotted rope and you're trying to rescue someone, well, it could be game over for that person. Anyway, we'll show you with the ropes here. Now I'm working with I think it's like a nylon. It's kind of a nice woven rope. This is something you could probably see on a dock line for a boat or whatever. But we'll wind this one up first, show you how I do it. And you can do this with any type of rope. Sometimes it's a little harder with some of the cheaper or the nylon ropes, but you can still get it into a package that's really neat to haul. Okay, same thing. We've got our tag end. I'll leave it just a little bit longer than my loops. This is a short rope, so I want to make small loops. It's just going to hang in the back of my canopy, under my canopy in my pickup truck. Okay, here we are. Take our first loop. We're going to make a small one, and there again, use that little trick of rolling it, and here we go. And you make your loop whatever size you want. I don't want this too long. And my next one, notice how with the rope I can pull the lengths so that they're pretty well exact. And here's my last one. As I say, it's quite a short rope. My last one, got a little loop here, not quite enough to, well, I guess we'll try it. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to capture that end so it's all together. Got my finger through here to keep it's like the eye of a needle to keep it clean. I can only go around once because I didn't leave enough room, but there again, slide it through a little loop, pull it. There we are. I have a nice neat little package. I can hang that in my pickup truck right by my back canopy, and it's ready for use. And to use it, simply pull, and there she is. She's free. So we'll do that again. We'll make a little bit smaller loops so you have more to work with at the end. Okay, roll. Here we are. Take this end here. Alright, drop that last loop. So I've got a fairly big one this time. This is going to be really good to work with. Just kind of bend it into a shape I want, and wrap around once, twice, lots out of this one this time, 3 times, and then through. And it doesn't matter how long this particular loop is, it's just going to hang. There you have it. Okay, we're going to try it with a nylon rope. This is pretty rough, it's kind of kinky, but it'll still, we think we can still do the job. Okay, we're going to hang our tag loop, like that, or tag line end, and then we're going to make our first loop. There we are. We're going to roll it. Always roll it away from you with your left-handed or right-handed. Roll it away from you to make your loop. And here we go. Keep rolling. Eventually all your ropes and cords, you get them all trained so they know what they're supposed to do. Roll again. And again. Okay, now we're right up to the end here, as you can see. Here's our end. Now we've got nothing to work with. So we're going to drop this last loop here. Grab this at the top and leave this down partially so that it's, when you wrap, you capture this in your wrap. Okay, and I'm going to flatten this out, wrap it around. You can see I have my thumb and forefinger attached in the back here, so it keeps that eye open, and around, and then put my loop through, snug it up nice. There we go. So there I have a nice bundle to hang in my truck. Now here's a trick for you RVers. We carry large cords that are attached to the RV, and we have to retract them back into a bin that's built into the RV. And some people in the bigger rigs have an automatic roll that'll roll up that cord for you, but most people with a trailer or a small RV are trying to stuff a 50-foot cord into a small bin through a small hole, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And we're going to use the exact same technique by rolling the cord into the RV bin. We're going to do the little roll with our hand, because what that does is, rather than putting a big conglomerate of cord into our small compartment, it's going to roll the cord actually within the compartment, so it's going to neatly roll in and neatly come back out again. Okay, here we are outside of the trailer, and this is the cord we're trying to roll up. It's a pretty heavy-duty cord, and you'll see me using the same technique by rolling the cord as I insert it into the compartment. Okay, here's where it's got to go. Notice the roll. I'm rolling it as it goes in. And it's going in beautifully. And there you have it. It's stowed away neatly, and it'll come out just as neat when I get to the next campsite. The next step is hoses. As you can see, this is a nice neat package I keep in my travel trailer. So I'll show you how I keep it that way. Same technique. And if you're using it for either your RV, a hose, or in your garden or on your lawn, it makes no difference. You can keep them all nice and neat. Okay, here I've got the hose all wound out, laying out in my workshop here. And to show you another little trick I use. You can use this on any hose. I particularly use this in my RV because inevitably I'm going to lose a twist tie or whatever. So in order to finalize my hose and tie it up, I put a piece of, really not too bad, this is a skookum piece of wire, and I wrap it around the end here, and it's always with me, so I never lose it. Even I can hook it up and to my tap at the a site or wherever, and I've still got my twist tie here. So here we go, same idea. Take your hose. Now in this particular case, I don't want this end hanging down like my rope or my electrical cord. I don't want it hanging down. I'm going to incorporate it into the loop, so I keep it nice and neat. So I hold that right at the top. There's my first loop. And with hoses in an RV, you kind of want to have them a specific size. You may have a place where you keep this hose in a storage box or a bin, or even in a plastic container that you want to keep it in. So decide your loop size and stick with it. So here we go. You can see, and you can use the same thing I did with the rope. I pull the hose to keep the loops even. Roll another one into place, and another one. And like I say, with hoses, they tend to have a bit of a memory, so they'll roll up pretty well the same way every time with very little effort. This one has been trained well, and over the years it's been a very easy roll up. There we are. Okay, and here's my final end here. Now this last loop, I'll show you here, may not be exact because I want these two ends. I want these two ends here to be locked with my tie, so I can wrap around once one way, once the other way, then twist my two wires together. Like so, and there you have it, a nice neat package. I can put in my RV in my little space where I have it, and it's ready to go without kinks next time I come pull into the site. Now I'm going to go out to the yard and show you how to roll up a garden hose the same way. And this one is a 100-footer. I'm not going to roll up a whole 100 feet, but you can see the technique works very well and keeps 100 feet of hose nice and neat and tidy and ready for use. If you look at my garden hose, it actually has a white stripe down it. And you can see by rolling it, it's got a bit of a curve or candy cane look. Just by accident, it has a white stripe. But anyway, I'll show you how this works as well. Roll, remember? And there you have it. There's some tips from the Handyman's Haven. Hope you can use them. Come back and watch again.